Hey everybody, it's Jesse, and happy Monday. Hope everybody had a good weekend. At the end of last week, I was working from home. My streams were not the same quality in terms of video quality, so I could barely keep 720p. I am back now in my office, and so the quality in the stream should be a lot better. Today, we're going to work on the Masonry layout. So at some point, I think last week, we started working on this, and we got to the point where it was working, and it seemed like that was it. I'll just have to do a few more things, and it would work. But that's not how it went. So I had some problems, so I decided to do a part 2 to show those problems and hopefully fix them. Today's show is going to be a little bit shorter than I have been doing. So lately I've been doing really long shows because the things we've been trying to get done have been a little bit more complicated, and that's what's taken a while. But I have a meeting at 3 p.m. Eastern time, so in less than an hour. So this definitely has to be less than an hour. So I'll try to cut it off and start answering questions at 2:30, and unless I can get this working sooner than that, I don't know, maybe, and then definitely be done, before 3. So hey everybody, we have some people in the live chat. So how's it going? Hopefully the lag time will be better too between when I say and do something and when you all actually see it. Also have some upgrades. I got that new microphone hooked up on my work machine now, so let me know if it doesn't sound good. I'm hoping that this is better sound quality than just the mic that comes with an iMac. So if it's not, I definitely want to know, and I can return the mic and maybe get a better one or just stick with what I had. And the other big piece of exciting news that I have is I just upgraded my RAM in this iMac, so I have double the RAM. So that's always fun. I've noticed it is slightly faster, so we'll see. The real test will be when I have a million tabs open, and we'll see if it still holds up. But let me show you the problem that I'm having. And where'd it go? Sorry, I just had it. Oh, okay. So let me show you the issue. First I gotta go in. So we're on a branch, so let me do a get checkout. So if you're not familiar with Git, you can make these branches, which are basically like alternate versions of your app or of your site, and you can just switch between them. So they're like parallel universes in programming. So if you can try out some crazy thing on one branch, and it doesn't matter if you totally mess it up, because you switch back to your master branch and everything is like it should be, and you can use that to push. Depending on how your deployment is, that could be the branch that's stable, and you actually push out to your server. So I'm going to switch to the Masonry branch. And now we should be able to see. I'm going to bring up the site I'm on my other screen right now, bringing it up. What page? Resources. Okay. So here we go. Here's the page, right? And look, it looks like Masonry is working. This is what we were left with, last week after we got this going. But when I click this tab, you can see definitely not working. And this is actually even worse than what it normally gives me. Usually I can at least get like this layout, but the footer's back here. But this time I couldn't even get that. So let me see. Yeah, okay, so here's what I normally get. Something like this. So that's obviously not what we want. And also, I haven't tested the images yet. I'm assuming that'll work. It talks about it in the documentation for the React component that we used. And this is the component, in case you weren't watching when we first started this. I'm using React Masonry component, and this is a React component that uses the Masonry library. If you're familiar with Masonry or Isotope, it's used on a lot of sites to get, this kind of effect. All these are just positioned with JavaScript, and so each one, as you move the page around, the position changes, so you always have, kind of nice even spacing between everything. So the problem is really I need to refresh the layout somehow when the tab is clicked. And I think I ran into this issue on a site I did before, but I wasn't using the React the React component. I was using just Masonry, just the JavaScript plugin by itself. So I had access to to everything that you can do with that. So there was a way to just kind of refresh things when you press the tab. So that's kind of what I need to do, at least what I think will fix this problem. But I haven't been able to figure out how to do it. There's not really, at least on the documentation here, I have not seen how to do that. I did find something in the issues. Yeah, they have these triggers, so like on images loaded, on layout complete, on remove complete. So I don't really need the trigger. I will need images loaded at some point, but I don't need the trigger. What I need is, that refresh. So does that make sense? All right. I'm checking the live chat just for a second, so I have more people in here now talking. So. Oh, okay. Sebastian says there's some weird static sound. Oh, you know what? Forgot to turn my fan off. Let me turn the fan off and see if that helps. It's a little bit warm in here today, so hopefully that helps. It was an oscillating fan, so I imagine when the fan was blowing right on the mic, that probably made the noise. Oh, okay, saying so it's probably not the fan. It was some other sound. Okay, let me... Definitely not the fan, so... Alright, so if it's still happening... Oh, someone's saying it was the fan. I'm going to do a little bit more at least with that mic. And just see if it keeps happening. If not, if it gets really bad, let me know, and then I'll just switch to the internal mic. And yeah, I'm not sure. It wasn't a really expensive mic, so I read some of the reviews on Amazon said that it was better than the internal mic, so I thought I'd give it a shot. And we'll see. Maybe I need to go with something a little bit more expensive, a little better quality. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to these issues and I should have I think I still have the issue open on my laptop, and I should have checked that out. Layout complete. It's not exactly what I want to do. Um, I can't remember what the issues are. I may be able to just look at what tabs are open on my laptop right now and just open it from there. There we go. So I'm just going to open the issues from my tabs. Alright, nice. That's a nice feature. If you're using Chrome and you're logged in on multiple devices, you can see what's open on all of them. So on my other screen, I just opened some of the issues that had to do with, at least somewhat had to do with the issue that we're dealing with. Okay, so this is what, let me bring this over. This is what I found that I think might help. So, and I couldn't get this to work. Maybe late last week I was working on it, and basically you can bind this instance of Masonry, and then you should be able to do something like this. This Masonry on layout complete, and do something. So I couldn't get it to the point where I could bind it and actually access this. It kept telling me, like this, it doesn't exist. So let me check. Let's go to our code, and we're on the resources page. Let me make this a bit bigger for you all. And I don't really need this right now. And I don't need that side pane. Alright, so that'll give us more space. Okay, so you see we have these components now on just the first two tabs. So the tab that has everything, and then the tab that just has the audio cards. We have Masonry here. We're going to try to add these. We're going to try to add this on one of them, just to see if we can get something going. Okay. Then we should be able to call something like this. So let's just copy this. I know this isn't exactly what we want to do right now, but this will be a good first step. So I'm just going to go up here and put, actually I already have component did mount, so I don't need to copy the whole thing. Okay, so there's Masonry on layout complete. Alright, so I guess we will put a layout complete handler. And let's just do something simple like alright. Let's save that, and hopefully we'll see that. I was just wondering about with server-side rendering, maybe. No, it shouldn't worry because, well, we'll see. We'll test it. There we go. I'm back here, and I'm going to inspect this so we can see the console. And first I want to click just to see if there's any difference. No, so you see whatever tab, that's pretty odd. Now I have these things appearing. What did we do here? That's really weird. I'm gonna refresh this because I've never had that. I don't know why that's happening. Okay, I'm gonna check the live chat, see if someone did I put. Okay. So good. So Patrick in the live chat mentioned I must have that in the JSX. Where do I have that? Should be. Oh, you're right. I must have accidentally put that. Oh, I know what I did. I pressed the wrong key when I was trying to close this pane. The command slash like I guess it'd be like the backslash. I can't ever remember which one's forward slash and which one's backslash. But one of them makes a comment and the other one toggles this pane on the side. So I pressed the wrong one and didn't realize that I commented that. Okay, so that fixes that. Not really our problem that we're trying to deal with, but good catch on that, Patrick. Thank you. Okay, I did have a question about what Masonry is, but it looks like it got answered in the live chat. So in case you are just joining, Mason, and you have the same question. Masonry layout is, I mean, this is what it is, what it ends up looking like, where you can have content of differing heights. You can even have differing widths if you wanted to, and then it all lays out nicely with, you see there's always the same space between them, on all sides, and it keeps that space no matter what. So you see, as we do this, our width and height changes, but it still works. So that's basically a Masonry layout. So, and then there's a JavaScript plugin called Masonry that we're also using. All right. So what I'm not getting is any logging from what we wanted here. So we wanted this console log, layout complete handler, this layout complete handler. Okay, so this should have done something. Although now I don't remember when we do. I just want to test this because I'm not sure with our server side rendering if I should even see this on the client side. Maybe if I maybe if we do our client-side routing, then we'll see that. I'll give it a try either way. So first I'll do a hard refresh, and this should give us the completely rendered HTML. It's assuming my... I'm going to just restart this. So I know I've said this several times, but I still haven't figured out what the issue is with why my dev server just keeps like hanging. It's starting to get pretty annoying, so I think I'll figure it out. Okay, so I did get, let me bring this over here and show you that I did actually get that console log. So So we can see that that actually did work. So what should have happened is we should have got those 3 exclamation points that are here. Layout complete handler. I'm just double checking that I spelled everything right. Yeah, so this should have worked because our layout should have been complete. I wonder if there's some issue with me using 2 instances of Masonry. Let's see. Let me. I'm gonna switch it to this one just to check. Maybe see if we have any luck with the first one instead of the second one. Whoa. The hot module reloading does some weird things sometimes, like that. Okay, so I did get it this time, so we got these exclamation points this time. So that's what we wanted. I'm gonna click around here, see if I can get them again. Scroll up. Oops, wrong page. We're on resources, right? There we go. That's why I didn't get it. Okay, so I did get it again. So both when we do, I'm gonna do a hard refresh, double check that. Great. So the client side routing, we still get this. So it works. For some reason though, it did not work when we had it on the second Masonry element. And that's not good news. So you need to be able to use this multiple times, or else I have to rethink how this is laid out. Plan B could be, if I need to, if I can't get this to work with multiple instances of this Masonry component on the same page, then if I need to, all of them could be within one Masonry component, and then we could do some sort of sorting, some kind of sorting where I can pick the categories, and all the cards are just shown in hid. I don't know if Masonry can do that right off the bat. I'll have to check. I know Isotope, which is a JavaScript plugin built by the same guy that built Masonry. Isotope does do some cool things with sorting, so I'll have to check that out. Isotope though is not free to use, so may have to buy a license for that, and then see if it works with this component. I'm gonna see thoughts. Actually, Bromomatic says, were you calling both of them this Masonry? Actually, no. I was just using one at a time. My next step was going to be, okay, do we need to call these different things? Yeah, I guess that could be the next step. Let's see if we can. Yeah, let's see if we can do something like that, where we just give this a. I'm just gonna put a 2 on the end. I probably will not keep that naming, but for now, we'll see if it works. Alright, so let's see what we're gonna get. Wow. I don't know. I really need to figure out what is going on with my... Wow. Okay. Alright, well I can at least see something. I'm still getting this, but I'm not getting that second one. And what? Forced reflow, executing JavaScript. So. Alright, so I haven't really seen this happen before. So I'm guessing that whatever I just did here with this is not going to work out. Yeah, I mean, it's not like I did anything different. All I did was just add this in a second time, and then up here, yeah, I just added this. There's nothing in here that I see that really should have caused this. So let me try going to another page just to verify that it's something on that page that's doing it. Actually, maybe I do need to restart the server. Alright, we'll try it one more time. I don't really have, at this point, much hope that I can get both of them working, so I may have to just think of something else. Okay, that should be up now. Vlad asked, Sublime Text or Atom, which program better to use? Thanks. I've never used Sublime, so I can't really say. I like Atom. I've noticed Atom is slower than like Visual Studio Code. So I can't compare it to Sublime, myself. I've heard that Sublime's a lot faster. I mean, I like Atom. I'm open to switching to something else, though. It's just hard to switch when you have all your packages set up the way you want them. Okay, it definitely is that page. So let's take this out then. All right, since the way that is given in the documentation to target a specific component seems like, at least at this point, it only works if I put it on the first instance of this component, then I think this is a dead end that I'm trying to go down here. So I need to switch it and try something else. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of mess everything up here. Yeah. So since this first instance is really all I need, it'll contain everything. There are reasons that I wanted to split it out like this. One of them being that there's a limit by default on how many posts you can get back when you make an API call to WordPress, which is what the all this content is, where it's coming from. So I thought it would just be a lot easier if at some point I could make separate calls for each one of these, but there are other ways to get around that, and I think that's an easier problem than trying to dig into this component and see what I need to do. So let's, oops, I forgot to take out the stuff at the top, and something up here was messing this up. So hopefully this will work now. Great. Okay, so that works. Now we have everything here. Of course, these are not going to work anymore. So what we need to do then is have some other way of switching these out, uh, which I think we can. We can figure that out in, where did I put that? Okay, so let me search. I know I saw somebody else. Pretty sure I saw somebody else. How to filter select item, just like example. There we go. I think that's the one we need. It's a little slow. Alright. Okay, so it looks like there's not a built-in filter like with isotope. Um, all right, so here's what I think we'll have to do then. Let me check this one as well. What's that one? Isotope. Maybe. So it looks like they do have a branch that works with isotope. Alright, let me go back. I'm going to check the live chat, see if anyone has any ideas. Okay, Bromomatic says maybe at one masonry component and clicking on the all audio, video buttons will change just the filter inside that one instance. Yeah, I think that's probably what needs to happen. Okay, so let me look at. I want to see what the JSON looks like here to see what I can filter by. I don't remember what I called everything, so we're going to take a look at that. Okay, I'll bring this over so you can see what I'm looking at. Here's the data that we're getting. We're actually not getting this much. I am narrowing it down a bit. And you can see we're getting that up here. So we're making this call here, and we're actually just getting the title and then these custom fields that we set up. So in these custom fields, okay, so I do have a field called type. So this is what we need to check for. Okay, so let's I think I do want them all to show up at first. So this is going to stay the same. This is going to be the first the first load. What's going to happen then is when we click, so let's add a click. Where's our tabs? Oh, here there. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong one. This is what we want. This has all of them. Here's our tabs. So let's see. We'll put a click. One click. That's how it is in React, right? It's on click. I'm checking the live chat just quickly. Thor says no idea about front end development, especially not with React. Can't help. Sorry. It's all right. Mark asks, what is Isotope? Okay, so Isotope is just a JavaScript plugin that sorts out, you can sort out HTML elements in like a grid. So think like Pinterest, like how it's all laid out in a grid like this. So like this, but Isotope lets you, like, let's say I'd click on these and it would just sort them on the fly. So they would all, come in and come out and resort and everything really easily. It can do other stuff too, but that's mainly what I've used Isotope for. Yeah, actually, Sebastian has a good point. Plan C, I can just use Masonry client side. That's actually not. That's not a terrible idea. That might be a good idea. I'm gonna take a second to just think what would be the fastest way. So the most, to me, the best way would be to figure out how to do this like the React way, right? Within that context. But a way to do it that would definitely work, and it might make sense to just get this working right now, and then work on the other stuff later on, would be just to use Masonry as on its own without being imported via this React Masonry component, and then I would have access to everything. Let's just do that, because otherwise I don't think there's any way I'm going to get this to work right now, since I've never done it before, and I've done the other way before. So if I have any chance of getting this working today, it doesn't have to be working today, but I'd like for it to be working today, then I'm going to go with Sebastian's suggestion. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to Masonry. There we go. We'll go to the Masonry website, and I'm going to just pull in everything from the CDN for now. And because that'll be the fastest. That way I don't have to download anything, and we can just try it out and see if it works. So I'm going to throw this, I guess it doesn't even really matter where I put this. Just put it in here. Let me take out this React Masonry component, and let's take out where we've used Masonry here, and let's just make this a div. And I don't even need this div, actually. Let's just take it out. Okay, so we don't need that div. And column. Okay, so we're going to sort on the column. Let's grab, I think that's it. I think that's all we need. Let's remove this. I'm just trying to get rid of everything so we don't get any errors. Don't need that. Okay. So this is, wow, what did I do? Hmm. And I need to add these other things in as well at some point. Um, so we need to add back our categories because we're going to be able to use the tabs like we were. Hopefully, um, we can get that to work. So I'm just going to copy and paste on my other monitor. I'm just going to copy and paste from the Git repo what we have on the master branch because that's basically what we need. I either could do that or I could just hold down, Command Z for like a minute and it would probably get us back to where we wanted. But I'd still have to change out the Masonry components. Okay, Patrick said there was some audio static, so it for sure was not the fan, which is what we thought, uh, that it wasn't the fan anyway. So I may be returning this microphone because I definitely don't need the static. Sorry, the microphone I really wanted was not the one that I got anyway, so I don't know if I can justify buying the one that I really wanted, but I think it's like $100. It's not like an insane amount of money, but it's not really necessary. I think everybody could hear me with the built-in mic. All right, so here's everything, and oh man, that was ugly. Uh, they just copied in really, really ugly looking. So that's better. Okay, so let's save that and just verify that this is working. Oh, that's what was happening. I left that on click in there. Sorry, I'm scrolling around really fast. I hope I'm not making anybody like motion sick. That would probably make me motion sick if I were watching. I need to keep an eye on the time and not forget about that. I should have set an alarm, but I did not. Okay, 2:42. I can go for maybe about 10 more minutes. It doesn't look like there's really any questions as I'm kind of scrolling around, or at least I did answer a few questions as we were going. Uh, so we may not even really have a kind of question answer session at the end of this video like we normally do, because it doesn't look like there's any questions. If you do have questions, throw them in there now into the live chat, and then that way I know, and I'll try to end early enough so that I could get to them. And as always, if you don't get your question in the live chat, if you're watching later or something, then you can. Okay, this is it. This looks bad, but this is what it should look like. Then you can always put it in the comments on the video, or you can message me on Twitter, and I'll answer you whenever I get a chance. So I do answer everybody, all the comments and everything, and any messages anybody sends me. I do answer it. Sometimes it's a few days before I can get to it, but I definitely try to answer every question. All right, so that's what we want it to look like right now. So now, since we've imported Masonry here, now let's initialize it. I don't really want to initialize it with jQuery, even though I could. I'd rather just use vanilla JavaScript, because I'm not. I guess I'm. Let me grab this. element argument if you select. Yeah, this is what I need. Okay. So we'll do it in component did mount. Let's call this, and then make this. Actually, do I need to say? I probably need to do that, right? Let me know if that's the case, but I think I do need to do that. Now we can paste this in here, and I can change these const just to keep it consistent, and the query selector is going to be row. No. Yeah, it will be row, because each one is going to be its own. Sorry, I'm thinking out loud here. Normally you would have, one encompassing element for everything, but in this case we're going to have multiple. So yeah, it would be row. Actually, I should just look to save time. I did this on a project where I was using React. I'm pretty sure I was doing nearly the same thing. I didn't have 4 tabs. I think I just did it with 2. But I should check that before I try to redo what I've already done. That would be a waste of time. So let me see. And I think that one is a private repo, so if you won't be able to see that one if you wanted to follow along. Yeah, it is private. But this one that I'm working on now is public, so you can check that out if you want to. Links in the description. Alright, let's go to pages. Alright, so let me bring this over just so you can see what I'm seeing. Let me go over here. This might be a little small, sorry about that, but there's a lot of stuff, so I think we need to be able to see most of this. Okay, so I'm bringing in, here we go. So I actually have I have quite a lot of things going on here. So we have this container. Wow, this kind of looks like a mess. I don't know what I was thinking. Probably, I think I had a lot of this from an earlier project that I just copied, and so this is not all necessary, but it was easy. Okay, so I do have, the basic structure is pretty much the same, although it looks like I've kind of messed with the normal layout here, and the container for everything is a column instead of a row. So I don't want to do that again. What I really want to see though is how I've set up isotope to work here. So you see I do have 2 of these, and it looks like I just kind of have the container inside this would be my row. Normally, yeah, I don't know why I have this stuff nested so deeply, but I'm gonna have to go into the JavaScript, because I did not put that in the component. Let's see. Alright, let me see, where am I at? Upload, search. Okay, I think this is it. I'm going to take this off the screen. I just want to double check and make sure there's nothing in this file that should not be public. No, I don't think there is. All right, so I might actually be using Isotope and not Masonry, which is not a huge deal because they're similar enough. But it looks like I am using as the item selector the column, and as the container I'm using Isotope container. So I think if I just put, basically the row here, I'll give the row a class, and then as the item use column. That should work. Yeah. So let's do that, and then that'll probably be the last thing we could do. So we can at least just see if this works, and I don't know. We'll see if. Okay, Andrew asks, "Can we get your GitHub user script theme?" So, yeah, my theme for GitHub is it's the GitHub Dark script, and I'm using Tamper Monkey to run that. So it's not a custom script that I did. So if you look up GitHub Dark script, I think there's instructions for how to use it in different browsers with different plugins. So check that out. It's really cool. There's also lots of options. You can customize it if you want. I'm just using the base, the default options right now. All right, so let's give these rows go. Let's make a masonry containers, and then I think we should be good within that to say that just the columns. So I want this to be masonry container, and then this one is going to be the column. Okay, let's see what happens when we do that. Let me try to refresh. No, I really need to fix this dev server and figure out why it's not. I've never had this happen on any other sites that I've used Next to build. This is the first time this has happened, so I'm not really sure what's going on. Okay. Oh, okay, so something's happened. This isn't exactly what I want. So I'm gonna have to work on it a bit. I don't want this. I obviously want this in 4 columns, but we can see it's not working on there. Maybe it's just working on the first one. Alright, so it looks like it's doing something on the first one, and we'll verify this by inspecting it and checking out, the positioning. So we can see, like, it's being positioned here. So that's it. Let's see if it's doing it on any other tabs. It might not be. I might have to. Yeah, so. Oh, yeah. You definitely need some work, but at least we got it to initialize. We just need to work on the. Just some of the settings that we can use. So basically, I don't know if I'll do a part 3 to this. I might just do it. It looks like there's not like a ton of interest in this. At least let me know if I'm wrong here. But just based on like the number of viewers we're getting, it's a little bit lower than normal. So I'm wondering. I mean, maybe it's just Monday and everybody's busy, but maybe there's just not a lot of interest in this topic. So maybe there might not be a part 3. Maybe I might just I'll just get it working, and then if you're interested, you can check out the repo and ask me questions if you want to. But basically, if you were going to do this, if you wanted the next step would simply be so first of all, I'll probably need to add another like a container element or something, because these columns are getting messed up. I need to keep these column classes, or I need to set the columns correctly. Like, like I can't have this column with here. I should have never left that in. So I need to set it so that it respects. Oh, cool. There we go. So just fix that, I guess. I needed to respect the columns that we had. That looks nice. That's actually working. So that's fixed. Great. So basically all you need to do now is just put some click handlers on each one of those tabs. These tabs here. And then each time a click happens, yeah, see, that's not work. See, each time a click happens, it would then kind of re-init, refresh what's going on with Masonry. All right, so we'll have to redo kind of like this thing for each one of these on click. So worst case scenario, it actually destroys the first instance of it and then re-inits on this one and then gets destroyed. So I don't know. Hopefully I can just do like a refresh, but that's probably what needs to be done. I'll have to check the docs again. It's been a while since I looked at the docs for Masonry. But that's the process. So that's what I'm going to try, and that's what I'll work on probably tomorrow morning. So let me check quickly and see if there's any questions here at the bottom, and then I got to go to my meeting at 3 o'clock, which is in 4 minutes. Luckily, the meeting is just like 10 feet from my door. Mark Twain asks, have you ever used Google metadata in your project? Is that an improvement for SEO? I'm not sure Google I probably won't be able to explain this. I don't have enough time because I'll need to ask what you mean. Do you mean just like the normal metadata, like title tag and description, SEO description, or like the actual meta tags? I don't use like the meta, like the keywords. I don't use those at all. I don't think they have any benefit to SEO anymore, but title tags definitely have a big benefit. Descriptions don't really benefit your ranking, but it's good for like actual humans when they read that. Let's see. Yeah, Bromomatic says we should totally do it the React way. Yeah, I definitely do want to do it the React way. I'd really love to get it working like that. So probably I can do it like I think I can do it the React way with Masonry. I can like import it. Probably what I should do is like install it with npm and then import it into my component and then set things up like that. So I think I could do it in a more React friendly way than I'm doing it right now, but it's not terrible right now. I think it's gonna work. We just don't. Okay, Sebastian says it's kind of pointless to make another live stream just to add that on-click thing. So the Git link for this project is in the description for this video. Bromomatic says, you can bring back the Masonry component, add filter prop to the internal state, update filter value after clicking on the tabs, and you could use something like string match inside the filter. All right, I'm definitely going to check that out and take a look at it. I got to go to my meeting right now, though. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back tomorrow, 2 p.m.